Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, back for the fourth video of the day. It's going to be basically 4 videos a day because I've got very few days to get this done. I'm only at Columbus. Alright, so we got the Columbus Blue Jackets season preview today. And this is their symbol nowadays. For me, I remember watching when it was actually a B on there. I still don't understand the B reference with the name Blue. Well, I guess Blue Jackets makes sense, but to me, Blue Jackets, if you're a history person, that just suggests Civil War, which this more suggests. Northern soldiers always wore blue. Blue Jackets. There you go. And most of them were made in the Columbus area. For those who didn't know, that was one of the main textile areas. They made a lot of the uniforms back then, so it makes sense. But most people don't know that anymore because they don't teach that sort of stuff anymore. So, history lesson of the day. There you go. Alright, back to Columbus. Dang those tangents. Alright, let's go. So they signed Michael Del Zotto to a professional tryout for, I think that was today or yesterday did that, so I mean, they may sign him, but he's not going to be anything other than a 6'7" defender, so good luck. He did not help the Ducks last year much, so enjoy. Gavin Bayreuther, 1 year, $710,000 deal. Probably a minor leaguer. I've never really heard of the guy. They signed Mikko Koivu, was a big free agent signing. 1 year, $750,000, which to me is just amazing he signed that. I thought he would have at least signed for like 2.5, 3, but $750,000 for him. Max Domi, 2 years, $5.3 million per. I forgot to put the per. Sorry about that. But that was a big trade that they got. They acquired him and then signed him. They traded Josh Anderson for him. So honestly, I think that Montreal made a bad trade there because Josh Anderson has not been very good the last 2 seasons, and he played 1 game last year due to injury. So good luck to him. Hopefully he gets better and proves me wrong. I would love to see him succeed because he was a guy I wish the Ducks would have gotten a year ago. But after his season last year with 1 game and missing the rest with injury, and I don't think, did he? I think he played in the play-in round, but I don't think he did anything. Then they had Cliff Poo via trade. If you don't laugh at that name, I don't know why not. It's just fun. And I'm sorry, Cliff Poo, I'm sure you're a good person, but you have a fun name. Alright, and they lost Alexander Wenberg to Florida. Marco Dano to Winnipeg. He returned there again. Josh Anderson, like I said, to Montreal. Marcus Nudavara to Florida. Ryan Murray to New Jersey. Devin Shore to free agency. So they lost 2 of their main defenders last year. I mean, Murray may not be as much of a loss, but Nudavara, I think, may hurt a little bit more. And Devin Shore is just a free agent. They acquired him from the Ducks, and he didn't do a whole lot after that. Alright, but they did re-sign Vladislav Gavrikov. 3 years, $2.8 million per. He had a pretty good year last year, honestly. I don't think anybody saw him coming up and doing what he did last year. So hopefully he keeps up, because he looked good. Ryan McInnes, 1 year, $700,000. That's a minor leaguer. Kevin Stenlund, 1 year, $874 and $125 contract. Probably a minor leaguer. Calvin Thurkoff, 1 year, $700,000. Gabriel Carlson, 2 years, $725 per. Cole Sherwood, brother Kiefer Sherwood from the last video, 1 year, $735,000. Don't go pissing off Milan Lucic this year, Cole. You might actually play more. Then you got Mattis. Oh, God. Kivlinick? That's Elvis. I'm terrible at saying his name. He has a very difficult name. If you can say it, good on you. 2 year, $4 million per. He'll be trading with Korpisalo for starter this year. They'll be trading back and forth with that, I believe. They're doing 50-50, I think is what they said. Alright, so projected cap hit, $72.2 million. They got $9.2 million in cap space. They probably will not add much more, though. Because, I mean, they, like quite a few teams out there, are really hurting from this COVID thing and not having fans in the stadium. So, I don't see them adding more because, honestly, I don't think their owners can afford that. Because they're a lower market team, no offense to the Columbus fans out there, but they're a lower market team just like someone like Anaheim, trying trying to think of all the different ones. Florida, technically even Tampa is considered a mid to low market, but they've won 2 cups now, so I don't see how they could be, but they are. But just to give a few, there are quite a few. I think there was like 14 to 18 teams that were working on a negative. They paid more than they actually made. So there's a lot of teams hurting right now, so I don't see them really pushing that too hard. So we'll see. I mean, if not, they could pick some stuff up. They got a lot of room. They could still improve their team, which I think needs some improving, but this guy right here, Pierre-Luc Dubois, is going to take up the majority of that. If that guy doesn't make $7+ million, I would be surprised. Because he'll suck up pretty much what's left of that. Almost. There'll still be some left over, but he's going to eat a lot of that. Brandon Dubinsky, I thought he was on long-term injury. That may come up here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure he's long-term injury. So I think they said he wasn't going to play this year. Gustav Nyquist, I believe, is hurt for most of the beginning of the season, if not the whole season. They have Cam Atkinson. He's going to be there for a while. I mean, Dubinsky will come out the books this year one way or the other. There's no way they bring him back. Nick Foligno, I think they'll re-sign. He may take a discount to stay, maybe like a $4.5–5 million. Not much of a discount, but somewhat discount. Riley Nash, I think they'll let him go. He's a UFA. Mikko Koivu. Why did it say? Okay, I wrote down the wrong amount. He signed for $1.5 million, not $750. That's what I thought. $750 seemed wrong. I wrote it wrong. Must have been thinking of someone else's amount. But Mikko Koivu, 1.5. They might bring him back for something similar. I mean, he's probably got a couple more years in him, maybe. Michael Grigorenko. They brought him over, $1.2 million. He's a UFA. He has a good year. They might re-sign him. Big one right now for them is getting that Pierre-Luc Dubois. Getting him re-signed. He is important if they want to have any success this year, especially if Nyquist is out for a lot of the year and Dubinsky is out. Not that Dubinsky was an offensive dynamo by any stretch, but it doesn't hurt to have someone to replace him. All right, on defense, they just had David Savard as the only UFA out there this year. And there's still a lot of rumors about them trading him. So we'll see what works out there. But like I said, you got Elvis and Korpisalo. So they have a solid goaltending. As long as they play like they did last year. If they take a step back, then they may be hurting. But I mean, they still have Jones and Werenski. Probably the best defensive pair there is. Or one of the best. Gavrikov and Savard probably, they're a pretty good defensive duo. I was surprised by this. Columbus is still paying for Scott Hartnell. This is the last year of paying his buyout, $1.25 million, or paying for his contract that they trade away. I can't remember how it went, but yeah, $1.25 million for him. Wenberg, they're paying for the next 5 years. They bought him out this year. All right, non-roster forwards. Let's see. They got Alexander Texier, who I guarantee he'll be playing. He played last year. Liam Foodie's going to be playing. Easy. Oh, there we go. Liam Foodie. That was his first name. His brother was on the last video. I was surprised to see Zach Dalpe is still playing. I did not know that. Cole Sherwood may get some time. We'll see. But yeah, that's what they got. Non-roster forwards. Defense there. I didn't even know Adam Clendenning was still playing. I thought he went to Europe. Let's see. I believe Tarasov right there. Daniel Tarasov is one of their top prospects, but honestly, all three of those are. Why does this say Mattis? What? Oh, I wrote the wrong name. That wasn't Elvis that they signed. It was this Mattis Kivlenix guy. I am so sorry about that, everybody. I'm going to have to fix that. But Elvis Merzlikins. That's why. I thought it seemed weird. Why did I do that? Oh, well. We'll move on from that. Alright, the 2020 draft. You got number 21. I don't think there was anybody that was watching that draft and knew who the heck this guy was at the time. Other than maybe like the guys who check out all the prospects and that, but nobody expected this guy to be picked number 21. I think he was like supposed to be in like the 40s or 50s. Yegor Chinnikov, a right winger. They called his name. Everybody was like, you could hear all the announcers flipping the pages like, oh, God, we had like nothing on this guy at this point. Nobody expected it. So he was a surprise of the first round. And if he does not work out, Columbus fans are going to hate their GM for a long time. But we'll see. Who knows? He could end up being good, or he could be that Russian player that never comes over, which would even hurt more. All right, number 78, because, I mean, there were quite a few really good players in that draft that were picked after him, so they work out and he doesn't, that's going to be a lot of trouble. Number 78, Samuel Nazico, I believe that's how you say that, a defender. Number 114, Michael Pythia, a center. Number 145, Oli Bjorvik Holm. He is from Norway. I looked at that. I was like, that has to be a Norwegian name. And it was. Number 176, Samuel Johansson, a defender. All right, here's where the draft picks sit. This year, no second round, but they had New Jersey's 5th and the rest of their picks. Next year, no 5th, and they have Anaheim's 7th. And then the year after that, they had the rest of their picks, their normal picks. All right, here's their lineups for forwards. Like I said, Texier, I don't know why he was a non-roster forwards, but first liner, Texier, Dubois, and Bjorkstrand. That'll be a solid first line. Then you got second line, Foligno, Domi, and Atkinson. That'll be a solid second line for sure. Third line, Boone Jenner, Mikko Koivu, and Riley Nash. They should do alright. Fourth line, Liam Foudy, Michael Grigorenko, and Emil Bemstrom. With injuries to Nyquist and Dubinsky, that's why I thought Dubinsky's not playing this year. Nyquist is missing the majority of the year, and when he comes back, he'll probably plug in at the beginning third line and push Nash down. All right, defense, you got Werenski and Jones, solid D pair. I mean, you can't even... There's not much to pick apart on that defensive pair at all. I mean, Werenski offensive, and he's still a dang good defender. Jones offensive and defender. I mean, they're just a good all-around D duo. I mean, they're hard to beat around the league. I don't know many pairs that are as good as them. Second one, like I said, Gavrikov and Savard, solid second pair. I don't know if Savard will be there after this year, but we'll see. Third pair, Dean Kuchen, I believe that's how you actually pronounce it, because it's Swiss, so it's going to be pronounced the German way, Kuchen. Andrew Peak, young guy, so he must be making the team, or they expect him to. Oops, sorry. Then you got Merzlikins and Korpisalo as the goalies. Then you have scratches on this page. Sorry, I had to move them over here. I couldn't fit them on the other. Eric Robinson, Kevin Stenlund, and Scott Harrington. Harrington will be our 7th defender for sure. You got Nathan Gerby. Honestly, I think Gerby's... I'm surprised they haven't listed Taxi Squad. I can see him being there instead of Emil Bemstrom, but I could be wrong. Bemstrom could make the team. But I think Gerby will be a scratch, not a Taxi Squad. Alright, then you got Cole Sherwood in the training camp, could get in some games. Cliff Poo maybe too, I don't know. Who wouldn't want to hear Poo scores, Poo scores? That'd be amazing. Alright, let's see. Hey, that's good. That's one of their top prospects right there too, Daniel Tarasov, so... If he ends up being really good, you might see someone like Korpisalo or Merzlikins traded. Because, I mean, they have a lot of defensive guys. Or not defensive, goaltending guys. They have one guy loaned. They have all their offensive prospects. Chinnikov is probably, well, now he's more well-known. He wasn't before. Then you got all these guys. Then reserve list, you got all of them. I don't know many of them. Alright, so top prospects, Liam Foudy, 1 point in 2 NHL regular season games. He had a great playing round. I really don't see him not making the team this year. 68 points in 45 OHL games. Wait, did they have him on the team? They did, but they have him fourth line. There's no way that guy plays fourth line. Yegor Chinikov, 69 points in 56 Russian junior games. Kirill Marchenko, 16 points in 31 KHL games and 12 points in 14 VHL games, in which case, for those who don't know, VHL is basically the American Hockey League for the KHL. Andrew Peak, 3 points in 22 NHL games, so he's probably going to get some games this year if there's injuries. 16 points in 29 AHL games. Then, like I said, Danil Tarasov, 11, 17, and 9 in 41 Liga games. That to me doesn't seem great, but they have faith in him, so good on them. Then other mentioned top prospects, you got Gabriel Carlson, defender, Trey Fix-Wolansky, a forward, and Dmitry Voronkov, a forward. So I think they're going to be a middle-range team in their division. I mean, I can see them finishing as high as second, but as low as third worst. I can't see them being worse than Detroit or Chicago. But I mean, maybe Chicago even. I mean, maybe they can go down to as low as second worst. I just don't see Detroit being able to be better than they were last year. I don't. I can see them being better than Florida, better than, in some situations, Nashville. Probably better than Chicago. I mean, like I said, Dallas is a better playoff team than regular season, so maybe better than Dallas. But I don't know, because Dallas has really not played any of these teams other than Nashville for the last few years in their division. Oh, and Chicago. But, I mean, they know Tampa from the finals, which that's going to be a fun series when they play each other. But Columbus, I mean, it's all dependent on if they can get Dubois re-signed in time. If they can, they're going to be a good team. I think they still will be either way, because you saw the lineup. It's not a bad lineup in any stretch. I mean, when you have a deep pair of Werenski and Jones, and you have goaltenders like Merzlikins and Korpisalo, you're going to be a good defensive team. Just plain and simple. I mean, you got Savard and Gavrikov in there too, and you have some solid guys coming up. So they're going to be a solid team. It's just that offense. If they can mesh and do better than last year even, they're going to be a good team. But it just depends, because I think they'll finish middle of their division. I don't see them finishing higher in Tampa, even with its injuries. But like I said, they could finish as high as second. I don't see them being better than Carolina, but I can see them finishing higher than Carolina. Because just because you finish higher doesn't mean you're better than somebody. It's just you finished better than they did. You played people better than they did. That's all it means. So I can see them finishing second all the way down to second worst. That's where I see it. I mean, I know I'm saying that for a lot of teams, but it's just hard to choose, especially right now with the way everything's realigned. It's hard to pick for sure. But that's where I think Columbus will be. Solid team, middle range team, but could be bad, could be great this year too. So we'll see, and hopefully you have a lot to look forward to, Columbus fans out there. And hopefully you enjoy the videos. I do enjoy making these because I love talking about hockey. So if you enjoy and you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you can watch all the videos as I put them out so you get notified right away. And I will see you all next video. But if you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe. It doesn't hurt. It won't hurt you at all to subscribe. It's just you hit that subscribe button and it just puts me in the subscription portion of your YouTube channel or your YouTube, and then it just shows you the videos. If you want to watch them. Please do watch. I'd like you to watch. And if you do, make sure to like, comment, share. Keep the comments civil, because I know sports can get real ugly real quick when people argue with them. So just make sure to keep it civil, have fun, and I will see you all next video. Thank you all for everything, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.